Hi, my name's Charlie King. I'm with Heroic Fatherhood, and welcome to your Mentor's Moment. In today's question, a dad asks, do you feel raising children has made you a better man? Wow, what an awesome question, kind of a big question, but I'm gonna take a swing at it and see what we can get going on today. As always, I have this tendency to look through an entrepreneur's eyes at fatherhood because I spend so much effort both focusing on being living as the man that I think would serve my kids best and who I want to be in the world, at the same time sort of building and growing and learning from my experience in entrepreneurship. So this is a great question. It kind of gets both sides of it. I absolutely think that being a dad has made me a better man. And I'll tell you why. Here's the secret. I got the super secret. Everybody get close. Here's the secret. The secret is that it's taken me away from me. As human beings, we are so unbelievably self-obsessed. It's crazy. We're not narcissistic, although we are. But we're not like that person's narcissistic. All they do is care about themselves. See, here's the thing, is we all have this inner narrative, this inner dialogue that we listen to all the time, which is the dialogue that we think runs the world. And what I notice about that dialogue is the only thing it talks about is my needs and my feelings and how I think things are going for me. And if I was just to let that brain go, that brain's only interest is thinking that the universe revolves completely around me. And I'm not sure about how that goes for you, but that's not the healthiest way to live a life. Being a dad, being a spouse for that matter, has been so unbelievably transforming for me because it's given me this opportunity to step outside of me and actually be able to get my hands on the tools of reinventing myself inside who I want to be in the world in service of my kids, in service of how I want to leave a legacy in this world. Because it isn't just serving my kids. I want to lead by example. I want to lead a life that is meaningful for me, so that my kids can see that it's possible to have a meaningful life. I want to lead a life of contribution, so my kids can see that there's something to be said for living a life of contribution. I want to find success, so my kids can say, wow, somebody can go out there and create their own success on their own terms. So would I say that being a dad has made me a better man? Absolutely, hands down. I have more empathy in my life, I have more understanding, caring, and I've developed more of a softness than I ever thought I would from being a dad. I'm more consistent and more of a stand-up guy. I show up when I'm supposed to, where I'm supposed to, because I'm a dad, not because I want to, not because I think I should, but actually because I'm a dad and that's my job, is to show up and be consistent. And where that has impacted me both at home, it has also super positively impacted me in work as well. So it's unbelievable. I have more capacity for consensus building and relationship building. I have a much better muscle for creating strong bonds with other people in business and in my personal life. And I've also seen how much more important it is to have more relationships in my life and have that richness of feedback, because being a parent, you can't do it all alone. It's just like being an entrepreneur in that you can't do it all alone, and it's an empty shell if you do, even if you find amazing success. It's an empty shell if you're doing it all alone, if you don't have anybody to celebrate it with, if you don't have anybody to mourn when it's not going the way you want. It's just an empty shell, and it can be super lonely. So, this is so great. And the last thing I want to share with you is there's this piece about legacy. And this is something that has always interested me, big focus of my work as well, is about creating intentional legacies, that we actually get to design who we want to be and take our actions and decide who we want to be and put actions behind them and actually create ourselves that way. And such that when we're gone, after we have departed this mortal coil and we're into the next never beyond and the magic of whatever comes after this life, once we're there, my grandchildren are going to ask their parents, my kids, what was it like to grow up in your household? What was grandpa like? And I'm not going to be there to share those stories, but they are. My kids are still going to be here on the planet. They're going to be doing whatever they're doing in the world. And they are a walking legacy. And if I have done my job They are people who believe they are capable of many things. They're committed to contribution and making a difference in the world. They know they're perfect, whole, and complete just the way they are, and that they are loved no matter what happens, and they surround themselves with people who love them. And if that's the legacy I leave behind, I'm done. I could go anytime. So this was a great question. I could talk about it for a long time, but for right now, that's what I'm going to give you. Thanks so much for asking it, and keep the questions coming. We're loving answering all of your questions. So I have a question for you. If you're watching this video, how would you have addressed this dad's question? And do you have a question of your own? If so, put it down in the comments. And lastly, remember, we become better men by spending time with good men. My name's Charlie King. I'm with Heroic Fatherhood, and this has been your Mentor's Moment. Have a good one.